they came back, it's either 100 live on a Sunday, or what they've now presented is 10,000 for a video conference at 11:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
Pass.
Got it.
You got your perspective.
I want to be helped.
Your perspective.
For Jason, first, big shout out to you, brother. You're doing a great job. You tag yourself in here right now. They need to know you're part of the fam. Just did a hacking session. You're gonna have to bounce around that because there's a lot of IP, but there might be one or two things. When you start seeing creative that's contextual to psycho-demographics against proxies that are business, right? That's right. That was for a fact. I like where you're going. Man, if I wasn't here after that, that would have been amazing. Now going to a doctor's appointment, then I'm flying to Alabama for the Senior Bowl. Vayner Sports is kicking off. Going down there to see our guy Tyree Jackson, quarterback from the University of Buffalo that we're excited about. Big shout out to AJ and the rest of the team. Super excited about Atlanta next week, Super Bowl. Our Super Bowl party, our meet and greet. Let's link that up as well. What can I drop here knowing that this is, you're leaving after this, right? And
I'm
going to the airport?
I'm gonna stick around for the dermatologist, and then I'm gonna do the car ride to the airport. And
okay, good. So either now or for the car ride, what can I do in 2 or 3 minute rant that will bring the most value to everybody? Look, I guess like synthesizing the last, 3 years, this is an inside your head game. Like at some point, eventually, a piece of content I make is gonna break through. Maybe it's this one, maybe it's this moment. Like that the outside voices, the outside structure, like these are forces that you don't have control over. So dwelling about your mom or your dad or your boss or the economy or somebody who left a comment is just not gonna work. It's just not. This is an insular game. The quieter it gets in your head, and if you get the framework, and I'm very like up here, right? Mentality, like mindset, and then I'm very tactical, right? Like if you really break me down, watching me do what I do, not what I say, kind of thing. Like watch what I do, not what I'm saying, even though they align. It's like, first, look, if you're perfect at Instagram ads and influencer ads and make the best shoes and like all these things, like, by the way, if the shoes come in, you're gonna have to blur them out. Oh. Blur them out again. Blur. Like, you're gonna have to understand that unless this is right, if you're perfect at execution, you're gonna lose. This is why people on Wall Street or athletes or celebrities crush, they make money, they get fame, but then they burn out, they die, they go into depression, they're on drugs, like, cause this wasn't right. So for me, so much of what I'm trying to do is get you not to keep up with the Joneses, not worry about what your parents think, don't think that money brings you happiness, like all this stuff. And then every time somebody comes cynical and go, easy for you to say, I'm like, yo, you didn't know me, bro, when I was 19. Go hit up Rob Muse, go hit up Robbie Turnick, go hit up Marissa Bird, right? Go hit Brandon Warnicki, like go hit up people when I didn't have, right? Go hit up people when I didn't have. It was optimism, it was don't give up about what somebody says. Once you go there, you go fast. You make. Once you get out of your own head, you just go, you go fast.
when you're further in the career, like, what keeps the momentum? Because you were talking about like you don't know me back then.
Right.
That's what drives you.
What about now?
Yeah, you checked so many boxes.
It's so easy, right? Like for me, I don't care about the money. I care about my game, the process, and like those are the happiest people. Whether you are making financial success or whether you're making $42,000 a year being, you know, a farmer and you love growing pumpkins, you've won life. The amount of people that make way more money than me but hate the process are not luckier than me, are not more fortunate than me. Happiness has to be the ROI. Happiness has to be what everybody achieves. Like, and it's an evolution. All three of us in this car right now are doing different things than we used to be doing. Different things make you happy, different, like I could be unhappy tomorrow and I'll change. Like happiness is what I chase. I chase happiness, right? Like what keeps me going is I love what I'm doing. I do it for free. I would, this is me playing, I'm playing. I know you get it, because anybody who's creative really gets it. Right? Starving artists are real. Like that's real. And I feel far more similar to a starving artist than I do to like a hedge fund Wall Street gal, right? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like a lot of people in that world are and not everybody, but a lot of people are driven by money. I don't know how people don't get it. Well, I do. When you don't have something, you envy it. When somebody's super attractive, they take it for granted. Right, Avi?
What's that?
You take your super attractiveness for granted? You know, but like really, like if you're a 10, guy or girl, like you don't even understand what it's like for people who can't get anybody they want or get, you know, like there's so many privileges. Whether you're smart, whether you do math well, whether you don't have anxiety, whether you're attractive, whether you have money, whether you don't have money and you love the grind. Like there's unlimited amounts of privileges and adversities. It just comes down to perspective. Like I think growing up with nothing was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Other people still are 53 or complaining that's why they weren't successful. They lack accountability.
It can misguide you though. Like I came from nothing.
Yes.
And I'm thinking I gotta be a doctor or a dentist or something. I gotta make $100 grand. That's like
right.
Go around through high school.
By the way, and it's funny that we're talking about 100 grand so much in this vlog. I've said in talks, and maybe you can find it to clip in here, that was my number 2. That was the only number I wanted to get to. 100. That seemed big. By the way, 100 and you're living a $130,000 lifestyle sucks. 42 and living a $20,000 lifestyle is amazing. There's other variables besides how much you make. Anybody who runs a business knows it's the profit at the end. To me in life, the profit at the end is the happiness radar. If you're making 100, but you decided to move into a neighborhood where you're keeping up with the Joneses and everybody else is more like a 200 family and you're just trying to keep up versus go into a neighborhood where it's 80 and you're like big fish, small, but like there's so many things. Do you need clothes to say you're cool? Or like, do you feel bad when you're like, some parents are crushed when their kids can't go to Disney World like everybody else. Other parents see that as the chip on the shoulder that the kid's gonna use. Like, it all is perspective. What keeps me going is life. Like, happiness is the ROI.
It's either 100 live on a Sunday, or what they've now presented is 10,000 for a video conference at 11:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
Pass.
Got it. This event in Brazil, I know Brazil is key for you, so I'm trying to see what I can do. I have another group that's coming to the table, but we have 100 grand November 8th, which is a Friday, with a pretty large event. It's about 13,000 people.
The big issue there is I have to be back for the Jets game.
Right, it's a Friday, so we should be able to get you back, no problem. But I don't know if at 100 grand
the money's not exciting, but the size and the market is exciting.
Right.
You think you could push them?
I don't know if I can push them too much, but what I think I can do is I think I can buy us some time, talk to this other group, see if I can get an offer from them, and see if we can weigh the two of them against each other.
Okay.
And even leverage them against each other.
Okay, and I'm willing to discount to like 135 potentially on the other one, but let's buy some time. Cool, thanks brother. Talk to you. All right, bye-bye. You can use that whole thing, that's cool. Avi, you got freaked out by that? I love it.
Turn around, I was like, what?
Just like how, you mean on the how quick I'm just like pass? I didn't make $100,000 a year when I was 31 years old. A year. I keep talking about patience. I didn't make that in a year.
Just turning it down.
For a day, for a speech.
It's
Time. So at 30, I started Wine Library TV. YouTube blows up. At 31, I'm on Conan O'Brien, Ellen. There's articles being written about me. Now they're writing that the business grew from $3 to $60 million in sales. I'm becoming this guy. I got so many emails from friends in high school during that period when I was showing up in all these magazines and TV shows. And every single one of them was like, hey Gary, you remember me from high school? Oh my God, you're so lucky. I wrote back every single one of them and said, let me just clarify one thing. I'm not lucky. I worked. I worked every weekend and every holiday since I was 14 years old. So you can keep that luck in your pocket.